I want to say that since the news reports of yesterday regarding the terrorist threat against both New York, Washington, and key points in our country, I've been in conversations with the Director of Homeland Security and been briefed by him as to the nature of our knowledge of the threat and what we're doing in response to that. Although much of what we're doing are things that we were planning to do anyway because of the commemoration of September 11th this Sunday, and our ongoing concern about New Jersey and New York metropolitan area being a potential target for terrorist activity or a potential staging ground for terrorist activity. So I'll turn it over to Charlie just to give all of you a short briefing on where we stand right now and what steps we either are taking that are new or that we were taking anyway to prepare for this weekend. Charlie?
Thank you, Governor. I'm sure you are growing weary of my late-night calls to you recently. It's never good when I call. Never good when I call your house, Governor. The reporting is presently that 2 individuals may be entering the United States to meet up with a third person who is already here. And as the Governor said, these reports are uncorroborated, but they are specific enough for us to view them as a viable threat. And that threat is at this time that they will come in and they will use a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device to target either New York City or Washington, D.C. Our concern, obviously, in New Jersey is that if those targets are hardened to the point where they're not going to be viable targets for them, that these people will seek alternative targets, and that makes New Jersey an especially appetizing target, especially given the events of this weekend, which will start tomorrow morning with the dedication of the 9/11 Memorial in Liberty State Park and run through the Jets-Dallas football game on Sunday night, and all of the towns in between that host commemorative events at 9/11 all make that something that we have to be very concerned of. But as the Governor said, it's something we've been concerned of for a number of months, and with the New Jersey State Police and the FBI and many other agencies around the state, we have been target hardening. We have been doing a number of things to ensure the safety and security of the people in New Jersey for this weekend. This has only, again, it has focused us a little more on certain things, but not to the exclusion of everything else that we've been looking at. This morning, my office, along with the New Jersey State Police and the FBI, hosted a conference call with all of the chiefs of police and county and municipal counterterrorism coordinators. There was about 142 people on the call. They were briefed out by the SAC of the FBI, so they brought up to date. This afternoon, my office again will host a smaller group of people on a conference call just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. I think it's important, as the Governor will echo, that New Jerseyans should go about their business this weekend, but they should always, as they should be at all times, be cognizant of their surroundings, be situationally aware. If they see something out of the ordinary, if they see something that's suspicious, they should call the 24-hour hotline that the state runs. That number is 866-472-3365, or it's 4-SAFE, the number 4-SAFE NJ, with the 866 before it. And that really is the essence of what we need to do. We need to deter activity before it happens. Once it happens, it's too late, and deterrence comes through people and entities reporting suspicious activity when they see it. Thank you, Governor.
Great. Appreciate it, Charlie. We'll continue to keep all of you apprised if there's information that we think rises to that level that might affect your particular areas of responsibility, or if we need assistance from all of you in dealing with any new threats that come or any modification of the current threats that we know about. I think the message here is that this is nothing that should come to folks as any surprise, nor is it anything that should cause panic across the state. Fact is, we live in a different world now. And so the fact that terrorists from around the world would be contemplating the idea of trying to orchestrate an attack to coincide with America's commemoration of the attacks of September 11th, 2001, I'm sure is no great shock to anyone. And so it's the world we live in now. We cannot, and I would not urge the folks in New Jersey to do anything to change their behavior or their plans for the weekend. Whatever they were planning to do, they should continue to do. I think I've shown over the course of the last few weeks in particular that if I think there's someplace they shouldn't be, I will tell them pretty directly not to be someplace. We haven't reached that level at this point. I think everyone should go about their business. As Charlie said, be vigilant. You know, you see something that's unusual, don't make the judgment for yourself. Pick up the phone, call it in from your mobile phone, and whether it's to our tip line, or if you can't remember that, then call your local PD. If you can't remember the tip line, and get it into the hands of law enforcement. Let law enforcement make these judgments as to whether something unusual is truly suspicious and threatening, or whether something unusual is just unusual. Don't leave it in your hands to make that judgment. So we'd urge the public in the state to prepare to do whatever they were going to do this weekend. Do it anyway. There's nothing in terms of the information we have currently that would really urge me to tell them to do anything differently. So we'll continue to be in conversation about it, and hopefully we will get through the weekend well, because we've been prepared. And in the same way that we dealt with the hurricane, if we're prepared, we can deal with a number of different things that happen to our state in a way that minimizes the effect on our citizens.